likened President Trump to Hitler. They have mocked him, they have shamed him, they have lied about him consistently on their show. These women are completely out of touch with reality, and you're right,
Tensions have reached a boiling point as Karolina Leavitt's legal offensive shakes The View to its core. What began as a heated exchange has now erupted into a full-scale legal war, and the fallout could signal the end of the iconic daytime show. Hosts are scrambling to control the narrative, while the show's future hangs in the balance. Leavitt's bold legal strategy has sparked massive backlash, triggering a meltdown that threatens the very foundation of the program. What started as drama now feels like the final chapter. In today's video, we break down how this explosive conflict is unfolding.
Did The View just suffer its most humiliating meltdown yet? Chaos erupted when Trump's new press secretary, Karolina Leavitt, took the hot seat. Let's just say the hosts were not ready. Joy Behar's attempt to discredit her backfired spectacularly.
She's probably been put in there because, according to Donald Trump, she's a 10. You know that's what it is.
Reducing Karolina's success to nothing but her looks, while claiming to be a champion of women. The hypocrisy was staggering, but Karolina didn't flinch. She fired back, exposing their bias and calling out Whoopi Goldberg's desperate attempt to spin the narrative. The internet hasn't stopped laughing since. With Karolina now holding legacy media accountable, could this be the beginning of the end for The View?
You know, listen, if you don't have anything to say, you blab. You just go on and 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 on.
But think how ironic that Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar and the rest of the ladies on The View spend their time calling Republicans the conspiracy theorists, but they have been wrong about everything they have said over the last couple of years.
Let's be real, this situation has gone beyond saving. So, what exactly did Karolina say to send Whoopi into a meltdown, leave Joy Behar shaken, and leave Sunny Hostin speechless for the first time in her
Joy Behar stunned viewers when she said Donald Trump's press secretary, 27-year-old Karolina Leavitt, only secured her position because of her good look.
Oh, you don't want to miss this. Let's set the scene. The View thought they could go after Karolina Leavitt and walk away without consequences. Huge mistake.
I think she's probably been put in there because, according to Donald Trump, she's a 10. You know that's what it is.
I want to be clear, though, it's not her first job. It was her first press briefing. She worked in the previous Trump administration.
The comment was bizarre, especially coming from Joy Behar, who is as woke as they come and positions herself as a champion of feminism.
On a recent episode, the hosts of The View completely lost control, launching a vicious, unprovoked attack on Karolina for one simple reason: daring to be a young, successful conservative woman. According to Joy, the only reason Karolina has a career is because she's a 10 in Trump's eyes. Then Whoopi Goldberg stepped in, tossing logic aside in favor of a heated rant. She even claimed that without wokeness, Karolina wouldn't have a job. The hypocrisy was thick enough to cut with a knife. And just when it seemed like things couldn't get worse, the hosts of The View just kept digging themselves deeper.
We will expose the fake news when they are fake.
Voters do not agree with these despicable women on The View. They are wildly out of touch with the vast majority of Americans, and frankly, they should seek immediate.
The fallout continues as things at The View spiral out of control, and for good reason.
Commentator said, Whoopi is mansplaining the press secretary job to Karolina Leavitt. Hilarious.
The fallout continues as things at The View spiral out of control, and for good reason.
You know, listen, if you don't have anything to say, you blab. You just go on and 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 on.
Karolina Leavitt, the bold and unapologetic conservative firebrand, was not about to sit back and let things slide. When ABC executives tried to dismiss her, she came back with a response so powerful, it shattered their carefully constructed narrative. Her legal grenade, a direct hit to the heart of The View, ignited a firestorm of controversy that has the show's executives scrambling in full-blown crisis mode. But this was no ordinary legal move. Karolina had the perfect response, and it hit ABC where it hurt the most. Of course, Whoopi Goldberg tried to make it about race, but Karolina wasn't having any of it. Rather than brushing off the nonsense, she went in for the kill. This wasn't just a clapback, it was a total annihilation. Karolina didn't just take every insult they threw at her and let it slide. She flipped the script, turned the tables, and hit them back tenfold. In a now viral response that spread across social media like wildfire, Karolina exposed The View for exactly what they are: a panel of out-of-touch elitists pretending to support women, but only if those women fit into their narrow narrative. And when they didn't, they tore them down. Caroline called out this hypocrisy loud and clear. Joy Behar became an easy target. Caroline highlighted the fact that Behar represents the perfect example of modern feminism. While claiming to empower women, Behar and her cohorts tear down any woman who doesn't fall in line with their ideological agenda. This, Caroline argued, was the disgusting reality of modern feminist rhetoric, pretending to support women while relentlessly attacking those who challenge their narrative. But Caroline didn't stop there. She set her sights squarely on Whoopi Goldberg. Whoopi's comment that she wouldn't have a job without wokeness was met with a savage rebuke from Caroline. She pointed out the irony, highlighting the fact that The View's entire panel consists of unqualified diversity, equity, and inclusion (DEI) hires. It was a sharp jab, and it landed with precision. And then came the final, brutal blow: Caroline's takedown of Sunny Hostin. Caroline turned Hostin's own words against her, saying, "Sunny Hostin of all people wants to talk about privilege? Give me a break." It was an unmistakable and devastating punch, one that left the audience in shock. With this comment, Caroline exposed the hypocrisy at the core of The View. Then came the hammer. Caroline summed it up perfectly when she said, "The View doesn't want strong women, they want obedient women." This statement sent shockwaves through the internet, sparking a wave of support for Caroline. Within minutes, her video exploded across Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and beyond. Hashtags like #CancelTheView and #CarolineLoveDownsTheView were trending worldwide for The View. Things were about to take a drastic turn. They never saw it coming. They thought they could mock Caroline, dismiss her, and move on like nothing happened. Instead, they handed her the biggest PR victory of her career on a silver platter. The fallout was swift and unforgiving. ABC executives, who had been confident in their ability to weather any storm, were now scrambling. Leaked reports revealed that producers were furious at how the situation had spiraled into a full-blown PR crisis. The backlash was enormous. Sponsors, once loyal to the show, began pulling out, terrified of being associated with The View's toxic image. Meanwhile, rumors started swirling that some ABC executives were questioning whether the likes of Joy Behar and Whoopi Goldberg had become more of a liability than an asset. The network, desperate to contain the damage, allegedly began begging Caroline to drop her lawsuit before things got any worse. The most shocking part? Even The View's own audience began to turn against them. One viral comment encapsulated the growing sentiment. The View preaches empowerment, but mocks any woman who doesn't fit their agenda. Karolina Leavitt just exposed them for the frauds they are. At this point, the writing was on the wall. The View had been playing with fire for years, using controversy to fuel their ratings. But this time, they may have finally gone too far. The backlash against them was spiraling out of control, and the hypocrisy of their actions was undeniable. ABC now found themselves at a crossroads. They had to decide, would they double down on their toxic culture, or would they clean house? With sponsors pulling out, the damage control efforts falling flat, and the public turning on them, ABC had limited options. Could this be the moment that finally takes down The View for good? For years,